Metal Up World, this is CJ with CJOrtiz.com and MetalMotivation.com. This is the first of a new 5-message series I'm doing entitled The Revolution of You. Now, this is all being shown in my Life Domination online coaching program, which you can learn more about if you visit the link below. But all this week, the revolution of you. Now, when we talk about revolution, the most common way it's used is in terms of politics. You can think of the Bolshevik Revolution or the American Revolution, the French Revolution. It's the overturning of government. Now, here's my thoughts on government. All government rests on one principal thing: self-government. I don't care what political system you believe in, it doesn't work if people don't take care of their own stuff. It doesn't work if people can't control themselves. It doesn't work if people can't govern themselves. Isn't that why you raise your kids? I didn't raise my kids so that they could be dependent upon me their whole lives. You raise kids to be independent. You raise them to be self-governing, not to where they need your governorship. Sure, they can have your counsel, but don't need your governorship, your dictatorship, your direction for every little thing in their life. No, they've grown to become adults, responsible adults governing themselves. For a lot of us, we put too much, I think, on politics. We believe that there's salvation in a political change, that somehow everything is going to be different if we just get the right party in charge, the right politician. Well, you know what that is, man? You are putting way too much on the external. You really believe that if all the circumstances change, that somehow you're going to change. Well, it can certainly influence you, but let's face it. Real change begins from within. The real revolution, therefore, that we need is not so much a revolution in the system. It's a revolution in you and your personal system. It's not so much a revolution out here in the governments outside of us. It's the revolution in how you govern yourself. It's not so much a change in the laws that we need. It's a change of the laws that you live by. It's a change in the policies and the principles that govern your life, man. Self-government is the foundation for all forms of government. I don't care what it is. You must be able to take care of yourself. We need more than anything, man, a revolution in you. We need a revolution in me. That's what's going to change things. We need that kind of revolution, not a physical one. I'm speaking metaphorically now. You need a revolution. I always need a revolution, a change in the way I do things, a change in the way I live. Revolution is a wide-reaching change in the way something works, in the way it's organized, or in the way that we think about it. How something works, how something's organized, how we think about something, that's what a revolution can change. All of those things. And we need a far-reaching revolution when it comes to your and my life. The revolution we're looking for is the revolution in us. We need to overthrow our own existing system. We need to replace the leadership in our own life. We need to create a new way forward. We need to sustain a new and permanent ideology, a new philosophy of life, man. Because what you've been believing necessarily, has it helped you? Has it really brought you to where you want to be? Well, if you are not where you want to be in life, if your relationships are suffering, if your finances are suffering, if your health is suffering, if your mind, if your emotions are suffering, then something needs to change. What you've been working on philosophically ain't getting you there. So something needs to change. We need a revolution in you. We need a change in the system, a change in the leadership, a change in the policies, a change in the direction of your life. We need a revolution in you. When I hear people railing more about politics than they do themselves, I know that they believe this, that real and lasting change will only come from outside. Now think about that, man. Think about how many people you're hearing rail politically on your news feed every day. People who put that much emphasis on politics need to check themselves. I'm not saying they're a bunch of slaves. What I'm saying is that they're putting a little too much stock in what goes on around them, in the circumstances that they live under politically. I mean, you'll hear people say, there's really not much difference between the political parties. Well, exactly. I mean, it all depends on which kind of government that you want. Either way, governments don't necessarily change in the sense that they reduce their size. For example, a few years ago, I took my daughter, she wanted to go for her birthday to Washington, D.C., so we did. And we were walking around D.C. Now, I'd been to D.C. before, but I was walking around and looking at all the big institutions, the buildings, the Capitol building and the FBI building and this building and that, the Department of this, the Department of that, and how permanent they were, man, how embedded in the ground they were, made of solid stone. And then I looked around at the hundreds and hundreds of people walking around, all gainfully employed by that system. Do you think any political party is going to reduce that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Government will never reduce itself. Government will only perpetuate its existence. That's what politicians do. Now, you just want a change in policy. I understand that. You want your guy or your gal in office. I understand that. But the real change in life, the real satisfaction you're looking for isn't going to come from outside of you. It's going to come from inside of you. It's going to come from right here, man. It's going to come from right here in a revolution of you and your life. So guess what? Someone, if you put your lock, stock, and barrel into a political system, and if you're saying, if only we had these laws, if only we had these policies, if only we had this, if only we had that, things will change. Well, guess what? There's going to be plenty of people volunteering for that job. Plenty of people volunteering to give you the changes that you want. But you know how that works. They don't usually bring them. The real changes we're looking for are the changes in themselves. And if you can make these kind of changes, if you can truly experience a revolution in you, you will be the inspiration. You will be the example that other people will see. They'll stop putting their trust in things outside of themselves, and they'll start their own revolution. And guess what? You're going to start changing the world one person at a time. So let's overthrow the existing system you're living in. Let's replace the leadership with your better self. Let's create a new way forward by doing new ways of doing everything that you do. Let's sustain this by creating some new habits. Let's forge a new way forward for you, a revolution in you, in your mind, in your life, in all that you do, in all that you put your life into. Let it be according to a new system, with new leadership, with new policies to bring about the greatest transformation your life has ever experienced. Can you dig that? I hope you can. Listen, man, all this week I'm covering the revolution of you. Now, I always show the first episode of each 5-message series I do each week for free. But if you want to see the rest of them, you got to sign up for the Life Domination online coaching program. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dude, that's uncool. I'm sorry, man. This is the way it works. Sign up for the Life Domination coaching program. Not only will you get this week's series, but you'll get instant access to my entire archive of previous video series, well over 350 videos. Instant access to them when you join the Life Domination online coaching program today. It's a fantastic way to get you from where you are right now to where you want to be. Because the secret to success is found in your daily routine, the things you do every day. This online coaching group gives you an easy way to find accountability, to find inspiration, to find encouragement, to find motivation. You know what I mean? You're in the same group with me and dozens of other people just like you, motivated, wanting to do something better for themselves and working hard to get it. People firing each other up, private Facebook group, so there's no other people to get in there, no negative people, no naysayers, none of that. Just you, me, and everybody else who's committed to their personal achievement, and they'll be committed to yours. I want you to be a part of that today. Sign up. It's real easy. Just visit the link below, metalmotivation.com/Life Domination Coaching. This is CJ, the Metal Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.